Hello and welcome to Fire in the Belly. Today we have a boardroom talk with Sinead, or Minnie as I should say, O'Hanlon. Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
Brilliant. Thank you for coming on. That's great. It's great to have you on today. So tell us, who are you and what do you do?
I am Sinead O'Hanlon, as you said there, Minnie. So Minnie is a nickname that my family have for me. That generated from when I was young. I was quite small, so it stuck then through the years. So I get it quite a lot, which is confusing for some. And I am in beauty. I have a beauty salon and I've owned it for the last 14 years. I opened when I was 21 and I have just launched my own cosmetic brand. I Am So Cosmetics.
Wow, fair play. So 14 years, that's a long time in the beauty industry then.
Yeah, there's lots of changes, but I love all the changes because you're always learning something new.
Brilliant, brilliant. So tell me, give us a bit of background first of all. I'd say, what's your fire in the belly? What gets you going, Minnie?
Uh, Basically, for me, it's what I'm passionate about. So I suppose that's where the cosmetic range came from, that I'm so passionate about it. I love the whole beauty industry. And yeah, I just love how it makes people feel then on it. So that's again where the cosmetic side come out of. I suppose in the beauty industry, it's all about people, yes, enhancing on the outside, but it actually makes them feel good in the inside. So for me, the passion in the belly is sort of the drive and the passion and all for it,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's quite interesting. Have you always, when you say, the look on the outsides, was it mainly makeup or is it more? Is it hair? Is it the whole package as such?
Anything, the whole package, like something as small from someone coming in to even getting their nails done and even their eyebrows, even getting an eyebrow wax. People are like, God, I can now look in the mirror. They just feel so good about it themselves. And I know that people shouldn't look at what's all on the outside. The inside matters, but it's how it makes you feel. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I find a lot of it. It's how it makes you feel.
Well, okay. So take it there. It's something you'll have regular customers, people that, they really take care in their appearance and the outside's getting really.
Yeah, then on it. And over the years, we've built up such good relationship with our clients and stuff and that as well. Like, so much personal stuff and all then about them.
Mm-hmm.
You hear maybe more than what you should hear from them, but no, it's lovely.
So I was going to say, that's almost like, it sounds like it's almost an element of counseling there as well. You get to see people on a fairly regular basis and, you get to build up a nice relationship.
Yeah, definitely. Like even whenever ones would phone maybe there for appointments, you nearly know before they say their name, their voice on the phone. And if say they're booking in for an evening appointment or something, you'll say to them, oh, well, you remember from the last time they had to actually change because the kids had football training or something or that. So you'd be like, oh, well, do you not have to leave such and such to train? And they're like, oh God, you know my life better than I know my life. So that's just the kind of lovely relationship that you've built up with a lot of them.
That's amazing customer service to be able, to have that level of connection with a client. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's very important. So for us, it's more about the treatments we do. It's about how we look after them and that, and we're continually learning, always building on our knowledge. Like, God, it's countless the courses that I've been on. Every year, like a lot of our clients are always like, God, you're always training. So it's always keeping up with trends, and we do it for them too because we want to give them the best.
Mm-hmm. Well, fair play. Well, take us back a bit then. Where do you come from, and talk to us about your background a bit.
Perfect. Well, I am from County Tyrone. I'm from a small town in FITB. And I'm a mum of 3 lovely little kids who keep me very busy. I don't know which is more busier, looking after them or looking after the businesses. And I started after I left school. I went on and I trained in beauty therapy. I went on and worked in a salon for 4.5 years. Then I just wanted more. Things and stuff were happening in life. I had lost my brother and stuff at 19, so I was like, I just wanted more, and I was a bit of a homebird, so I wasn't going to go traveling. And then I decided, you know what, at 21, sure, just do it. What have I got to lose? So that was a big push for me. And at that time, well, now my husband, he was my boyfriend then, was like, sure, so what? If it doesn't work, do something else. So he gave me a lot of confidence and the push on to help me to do it. So that's how then I opened up at 21, and people were like, are you wise? But the responsibility in that didn't faze me so much because I was like, what's the worst that can happen? You take your pride and have to close the doors. But thankfully, no. 14 years later, I haven't to do that. We've actually moved to a bigger salon there last year. So we're into new premises and bigger premises here now.
Oh, 21. That's awesome to be, taking on that step at such a young age. But it sounds like at that time you didn't know any better almost. You just did it.
Yeah, definitely. Probably looking back now, thinking going, yeah, 21. If someone said no something at 21, I'd be like, really? But when you're in the midst of it, you don't really think about it. You just do it. And it's that leap of faith that you just do it and work very hard.
So take us back. I mean, what were you like as a child then? So say 7-year-old Sinead, who would we have met, or Minnie?
Happy-go-lucky, yeah. Pretty happy. I have two brothers, so I was the middle child, and I suppose a bit of a daddy's girl too. And yeah, chatterbox.
Really? I wouldn't put it up to you.
Then on it, I'd be fine. I'd be really chatty and stuff when I'm in my comfort zone with people I know and I'm comfortable with. But when you do first put me into a room full of people that I don't know, I would sort of retract back and be quiet. Then on it, and I wouldn't be up. I don't really like confrontation and things like that. I would nearly kind of walk away, especially with people that I didn't know. Family may disagree with that, but no, happy-go-lucky. Yeah, I was happy as a child.
What about school? Was that one of your things for you?
I didn't mind school, especially primary school and that. Didn't mind. I was at a small country school, so there was actually only 8 in my class. So everybody knew everybody, and it was good. And went on then to secondary school, and it was mixed boys and girls, and I was happy enough. I wasn't really popular, but then I don't want to say nerd, but I wasn't really into books and that. I just breezed along. Was the average student, didn't really give any bother in class or anything. Again, most reports was like a wee bit chatty at the back of the class. But other than that, I wasn't cheeky or anything or that. Mainly done my homework most of the time and just got on with it. Yeah, I had great friends and stuff and that in school. So I didn't mind school.
Wow. So tell me, what did your parents do, if you don't mind me asking?
Years ago then, Mum, she would have worked in a clothes factory and that. And then whenever she had us, she had the 3 of us quite close together. Me and the younger brother was actually Irish twins. So we were all close together, and me and the eldest, there was only 16 months of difference. So that was probably a bit like my own house, but crazy too. And whenever then she had us, she then was stay-at-home mum, and she looked after kids as well. So like our house was full of children every evening after school. And she would have made buns and stuff and all that, and we had been rubbing mixture of it and everything. But it was good. It was fun. Sure, there was plenty of rows too, but it was good. And Dad then, he was a plasterer and sort of like a handyman, sort of bricky, would have done anything, and even helped on a farm and stuff and that as well. And even Saturdays, even whenever we were younger, we didn't have a farm or nothing, but we had baby lambs. And then we even had a sow and piglets. So that was fun, even them bits and pieces. And that, just as I'm talking about it, I'm like flashing back to everything at the moment going, oh yeah, I remember this.
What was the pig called?
Bessie.
I'm not going to ask what happened to Bessie, because generally doesn't end well.
No.
That's awesome. So, your parents are obviously very hands-on and very connected, but I'm just curious to explain to other people outside of, that maybe don't know what Irish twins are.
Oh, that we were born within the same year.
So it's...
And on it, yeah.
Some might call that a mistake. Some might say...
Well, no, we never really asked those questions, but we were happy enough then on it. As I say, it probably was getting my own back now because mine are all close. I don't have Irish twins, but the first 2, there is only 16 months of difference, and then the next is just a little bit more. Yeah. But my girl is at the end.
So going to secondary school and such, what was floating your boat then? What was your thing?
I was always into makeup and stuff. Even friends of mine laugh. When I went on to the beauty, they were like, yeah, just see you doing that. And at that time, there wasn't so much of different shadings to match your skin and stuff and that. Well, I didn't know much about it then. So the old pan stick would have went on in that, and we wore white blouses. So you can imagine my collar when with the makeup. And I would have wore that and a wee pair of tan tights. And the rest of me pure white because I didn't even wear tan. So that way, so I was always into that, and even sort of going out in that, I would have done the girls' hairs and stuff in that, and would have played about with it. So I always had a keen interest in it as well. So I would have even remember as a child playing with lipstick and yeah.
So your brothers basically get the short end of the lipstick either, or were they okay? Were they safe?
No, they were safe enough. They were safe enough then on it. No, the older one, he was into football and stuff and all that as well. The younger one, you might have maybe got him a wee bit or that. But no, they had no interest at all.
Fair play. So daddy's girl was always sort of looking out for daddy, and was it the other way
Yeah.
around for the boys?
Yeah, probably the eldest. Ryan would have probably got the hardest because he had all the barriers to break through first. But I do remember though, whenever we would have been going out, when it come to like the 16, 17 on at that stage, I remember then going out, and I'd been popping to get out obviously on a Friday night, and the older one, Ryan, would have been like, oh, let her out, mummy, let her out, you know, and I'd be like, yeah, let me out. So he would have maybe chatted her into then letting me out, and it would have been maybe that, well, you need to ask your father, and then you go to him, well, you need to ask your mother. And I was like, just, and then I would say, well, he said yes, or she said yes, just let me go. So I did. Then I got out, and I was no time out to the younger one who was on my tail, and I was like, I'm only allowed out now. Why is he allowed out? Just because he's a boy. But I loved going out because I went out and with the brothers and all their friends, so I felt like I had loads of brothers, and then on it, so they're always looking out for you.
Always up to mischief, but I won't delve into that too much, no doubt.
No, always handy there to buy a drink.
You were saying at 19 there you lost your brother?
Yeah, well, I was 20, sort of at that stage. He was then 19.
Hard times for you?
It was a big shock, definitely a big shock. They were away actually at a Tyrone match, and they had come home, and it was a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. It was June, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and I suppose then they stopped off at a lake, and then they were just all jumping in, just having a crack. If I was there, I'd have been doing it too. And then just they couldn't find him, so he had drowned. But it was a few days before we actually got him and stuff and that, because when the police come to the door, I initially thought, oh, these boys is messing about. So I opened the door and I said, oh no, they're not here. I don't know where they are. But then it turned out that I thought I was just playing a prank on him, but unfortunately he wasn't. But from that, I suppose then we have his wee son. He was only 1 at the time. So we've been very blessed that we have him. So we have him throughout, and he's so much traits of the father. Like it's unbelievable. So it's lovely to have part of him still here then on it. And even at that time, because there was a group of them there, my other brother was there as well. And plus, well, now my husband, as I say, I could have lost a lot more that day. As bad as it was, and it was really bad, I could have lost 2 brothers. And at the time, obviously a boyfriend, but my husband, you know. So, and I feel that has made me and my husband's relationship really strong. You know, we have quite a strong connection.
Yeah, it's quite a lot at a young age to have to go through, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we're here.
Absolutely. So tell me, I mean, when you were coming sort of through school and that, I mean, did you have any idea what you wanted to do?
I suppose I always knew I wanted to do beauty. In some form. There was a stage I had thought mechanicum. Now they are polar opposites. But that soon changed. That soon left my mind. But yeah, it was always beauty then on it. So when I left school, I went on to the tech, going to college, and I trained then there for over 2 years. And then done different night classes and different stuff like that. I'm continually training. I'm always in training courses. Feel like I haven't left school.
Fair play. So, well, you must have been about 17 then, going to tech or something like that, was it?
Yeah. then with it. So as soon as I got my job in tech, I started work then in a salon, because you had to get a placement and stuff. So thankfully then that led on then to work. And then when I was finished then my training, I had got a job in the salon and just kept working on it there. Lived for my weekends.
I was going to say, between working and studying and, you know, socializing and everything else, you were pretty busy for a teenager.
Yeah, as I say, you don't think of it at the time and that, but yeah, I would have lived. And then at that time, if you went out on a Saturday night, you got up and went to work anyway. Like, because at 16, I sort of then had a couple of jobs. I was waiting for my national insurance number to come in. I was working in a nursing home at the weekends, so I done a Saturday and Sunday in the nursing homes. And then in the summertime, I looked after kids during the day. And then a couple of evenings, about 3 evenings a week, I went and worked in a chippy. And then on the Saturday, Sunday, I went and worked in the nursing home, all to save for my car.
So was it 17 probably at the time you were able to get the license and get the wheels?
Yeah, a few lessons. So for that, and I loved it. And because I was a wee bit older than my friends, I was the first. The rest of them could drive, but I was the first one to officially own and have a car. So then I was just working to put fuel and as I say, head for the weekends and that. But even if you were out on a Saturday night, you got up and went to work on Sunday morning anyway. You had to. You wouldn't have been allowed not to.
Mm-hmm. So there's obviously a real work ethic then in the family.
Yeah, very much so. It would have been like, if you want it, work for it. They were very, very good to us, definitely very good to us. We never went without, but if you wanted something, yeah, you worked for it.
Oh, fair play. So tell me, what was your first job and how much were you paid, you know?
Oh goodness. I suppose babysitting. I was always babysitting. Because we live then in the country too. They would have come and lifted you, and then if they got a taxi home, the taxi then run you home. And some of them I might have stayed the night or something, and you'd be there then for the next morning, to kind of half look after the kids till the parents get up. But like that might have been 20. When I was good paid, it was like £20 a night, and I was like, God, this is deadly. And there was one of them that whenever I babysat, and it was on the edge of the town here, and I would have had my money spent before I got there, because I ordered a chippy. Me and my best friend, my cousin, we would have babysat, and she'd come with me for the company, and I would have rang then a taxi to get my food. So I would have had rang the chippy, ordered my food, got the taxi to lift it and drop it out. So then by the time I paid all that, I didn't really make anything. But sure, I had a good night anyway.
I was going to say, that's great. You've very little to spend it on, so why not spend it on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
No. So it's like, so child minding then really, and like fair play, you know, of having all that going on. Talk to us a bit about the nursing home.
Nursing home, I admire anyone. I couldn't probably go back to it now, but at that time, I needed the money. I did go into it thinking, God, this would be lovely. This would be great. You know, you'll get to chat to them. I thought this would be like my granny and granddad's. I'll just go in and chat. No, it's very hard work. And you just, to chat. Unfortunately, you didn't have much time to sit and talk with them and stuff on that. But some of them are just lovely, you know, then on it, when you did get the chance to chat to them and stuff and that. But it's hard going, getting them up in the morning, and it's that continuing conveyor belt by the time you're up, dressed, and like I had to shave men and all. Like I never shaved a man in my life, so I had to learn to try and shave a man, and maybe sort of him with a bit of dementia, God love him, and trying to bit you off or whatever then on it. So it was tough from that then on it, and emptying commodes and feeding them and doing laundry duties and all of that, doing showering. Yeah. So when I got my full-time job then in the beauty, I was gone then.
It's a vocation. Like, I mean, I tip my hat to anyone that does that, because
Oh,
it's,
totally.
you know, it's an amazing thing to look after people like that. And, you know, unfortunately, I don't know that I was built with that, but I know a lot of people are, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and then chip shop.
Yeah, well, it probably was just the summer then on it, because at that time I wore glasses, and I was having issues with the fryer steaming up my glasses. Um, So the like of that, I would have took a lot of orders and sort of finished off the bagging and that then on it. I was terrified of giving anyone food poison, so I nearly ended up overcooking the food. So that was probably just the summer then on it. By the next summer, I kind of had my beauty in that more. So I moved on then till it, but it was fine then too. So it was grand. It's hard too.
Mm. They're all hard working jobs
Mm-hmm.
and very, heavy going. So you were 4 years into beauty then. So how long was your course then for the tech?
The tech was 2 years.
Mm.
There was one closer to me, and it was maybe 3, but I went to the one further away, so I could do it in 2 years.
Makes sense.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get out to work to earn money.
So then you're 4 years in and you take a notion to say you can do this yourself.
Yeah, I suppose just after Marty and stuff, I just was looking more. I didn't even know
Mm.
what I was really looking. I wanted to change. But as to say, I knew the beauty, and that the beauty is what I wanted to do. I had sort of talked, me and a friend had talked about possibly going to America that summer that he had passed. And then I was like, no. And I probably wouldn't have went anyway, so there's no point saying just because of
Mm.
that. But I didn't go. I just was needed. I felt I was needed at home, and I didn't want to be away from home. So I had said then to the man at that time, I was like, he said, what do you want? And I was like, sort of sheepily going, I kind of want my own place. And he goes, right, well then do it. Because he was working for himself. He was a joiner. So he was working for himself. And he was like, just do it. And I was like, oh, where would I start? Or what would I do? So then we more chatted about it. And yeah, I suppose just with him, his confidence in me, and then
Mm.
that sort of built me up that bit more. So we started then looking at places and stuff and that, and we found somewhere then in the town, which was close enough to home, and it's only like 5 minutes. I'm out in the country, so it's only 5 minutes in the road. And he's like, sure, listen, if it doesn't work, whatever you tried, like. And I was like, okay, right. So it was nerve wracking. I opened in March in 2006, and the week before we'd all the work done, and that he came in very useful because he was a joiner, so he was very, very useful. And then that March we went over. A friend of mine was in Liverpool, so we went and had a blast for St. Paddy's Day over there, and then just come back. And because we've been working so hard this few months to get the whole thing set up and everything, so that was a bit of a sort of release then with it, and sort of get back into reality, because I didn't know how things were going to go or how it was going to be perceived or anything like that. And thankfully, yeah, I loved it. Started out with one room in that, and every year we built on more and more, and we used more of the premises, and we chopped and changed things about, and with introducing new treatments, and then actually got staff. I was like, oh, what do I do now? I have staff. Because you spend that long training in the actual job because you're doing it yourself. Then it was like, what am I meant to do with this other person? How do I tell them what to do? You know, all of that. So that was then another learning thing of like, oh, okay, you know what to do, but now I have to lead you. So then becoming in a leader form, that was just then learning new skills as well.
Well, there's a lot to take on there, and obviously a bit of an initiation by fire too. It's so what I mean in terms of local customers and stuff. Do you have problems? Well, obviously not. You were expanding and just sort of getting customers and doing your treatments.
I thankfully the like of with that, it was just building up with the good customer service, getting to know my clients and stuff. Like there was a lot, even though it's a small town, there was a lot of people I still didn't know. And people would have been coming in and be like, oh, you're such and such a daughter. And I'm like, I didn't have a clue who they were then on it. But it's been lovely. Just, you get more nice, more positive than negative with the people. It can be quite difficult. You may have the odd difficult customer, but you just learn to deal with that then on
Mm.
it. And you may not just always be everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay,
Mm.
you know. But definitely we give 100% all the time.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, what's your vision, or what's your sort of unique selling point about you in the shop? And
Well, us ourselves, because I believe everyone is unique in their own way.
mm,
Then on it. So with us, then a lot about our customer service from when they come in till, again, it's creating that how they feel when they're with us, you know. So when they come in, even though we're doing the treatment, it's how we're talking to them, and we actually genuinely care when they talk. It's not just come in on the treatment bed and out again, you know. It's not that conveyor belt. They're getting so much more than just the service. They're getting our knowledge, the friendliness, everything, you know. They're getting the full package.
It's super interesting because quite a lot of your language is very kinesthetic, as in, you know, you're very feeling and touching. You know, you feel your emotions or you feel the things. But and then your response there was, you know, in terms of how your customers feel. So it seems to be a real match, you know,
Okay,
between the two, which is great because that's, you know, you get your hair done because you feel good, or you get, you know, what it is. No, it's super interesting. You know, the two marry together.
good.
So what range of treatments then were you covering?
We do head to toe, basically. Yes, I have a girl. I did do hairdressing myself, actually. That was 2 years over a night class. So I had done that, and at that time I was just starting to open up the salon. So that sort of then slipped off because I was that busy then focusing on the beauty end. But we have a girl then here, and she's great. She does the hair and stuff then in the salon, and I don't really do any. They're safer without me doing it. I stick to better to what you know, kind of thing. So what we would do, we focus a lot on skincare then on it as well. Because even though it is about feeling and stuff and that, people, it's important to look after your skin, especially from me hitting my 30s. I probably in my 20s, I wouldn't have looked after it just as well. And then in my 30s and sleep deprivation and all of that, babies up at night, you definitely, your skin changes, no doubt about it. And we do the general, the like of your nails and stuff as well. And we have sugaring. You're like, what is sugaring? It's, it's basically hair removal, but it's also skin conditioning treatment. So we're excited then now too, because we'll be also with the sugar, and we'll be able to offer skin clinics. So we'll be able to help people with like eczema, psoriasis, keratosis, and all of that. So that's exciting that you can actually help them treat that.
That's awesome. I mean, okay, I'm going to ask a very basic question. Is it actually
Okay.
is it sugar?
The paste that is used is formulated as sugar, lemon, and water.
Okay.
So it is organic, it's or vegan free, and all of that. You actually can, you wouldn't be eating it, but you can taste it. Because a lot of my clients, whenever then they come in, I'll take like a wee scoop out, and I'll then give them a bit, tell them it's their lollipop, I'll put it on a spatula, and then they can actually taste it then on it. It actually tastes a wee bit like candy floss, sort of that nice sweetness. And it's very good then on it that we can help people with the skin conditioning, and it can be between children, men, women, anyone, because I suppose a lot in the salon will be a lot of women based. We have a few male clients and stuff and that, but it'll be mainly women. So at least this then is even opening up that we can offer to any ages or any genders, you know.
I was curious. I mean, obviously you've had a good snapshot of this over the last, well, 17 years or 18 years in total, is it? You know, you're 14 in your own and then 4 years before. So I mean, what's become popular and what's, you know, do you see trends as well?
Yeah, trends quite a lot then on it. I suppose with us, what we focus on is a lot on skin and stuff. So within the last year, the sugaring has grown massive for us. Like I have sugaring, I'd say over 5 years. And we would have been doing it, but it's only people now that are actually contacting us going, oh, you do that? You know, so they're getting to know more about it. And I suppose that's just through social media. Has a lot to do with it. So we'd be working hard on social media. It's not easy getting your face out there and putting it on camera or doing anything on it. So hats off to anyone that does it. We're trying hard with it, like, and I would not ridicule anyone who's trying to do anything on it, because it's tough and it's just getting yourself out there then on the camera. So every bit is that small bit better.
But you're obviously starting to see the rewards there, you know, and you know, I appreciate your humility in terms of saying how tough it is to get out there, but
Mhm.
you do it for a reason, right? And there's, you know, there is a payback.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's lovely even when you're putting something up that someone comes back and asks a question of it, that bounce back, they're asking questions and they want to know more. And it's all about even educating them. You only know what you know. So it's lovely to even educate about them. Because even when they come in, sometimes they're like, oh, I didn't know that. Or even they're even doing makeup, whenever I'd be doing someone's makeup, going to a wedding or anything like that. As I'm doing it, they'd be like, oh, what's that you're using, or why are you using that? And you take for granted what you know. So I'd be like, oh, I would do this because of this, whatever then on it. And they're like, oh, all right, I must remember that. So that's lovely.
Well, so I mean, you're essentially getting to be, you see very private parts of people, and it's actually it's an amazing service. One, you get to hear about them, and you get to sort of help in their appearance as well, and the whole work. So it's a real treatment.
Yeah, it's lovely. And I think even just even now, people probably even, I suppose, just with now at the moment we're in lockdown and stuff and that, people are craving for their hair beauticians and hairdressers and all of that. And probably in the past we were appreciated, but we were sort of taken a bit for granted, whereas now the amount of messages that we're getting and stuff, when are you open it again, or all of this here, or you go into a shop and they're like, God, I need you to open. So yeah, people, you don't even suppose we didn't realize how much people did appreciate us, but I think they're going to appreciate us more now whenever we are back.
Mm. There's a lot of hairy people out there at the moment, and there's a lot of unwanted hair and bad skin and everything else going on thanks to COVID.
Well, we're doing packs and stuff all up, so we're trying to even help them even when they're at home, because we have like sugar packs and all put together that they can use at home. So then I've done like wee demo videos in a private group. So I've shown them how to actually use it at home, and again, it's educating them more about the products and actually how to use it. Because we wouldn't just, oh, here's a kit, there you go and use it. We wanted to ensure that they were going to use it correctly and get the full benefit of it. So then we have just a private group, and I do demos, wee videos and stuff then on that as well.
That's amazing. So even as a sort of a local business, you have pivoted and you've changed through this time as well to be able to offer services outside of it, right?
Yeah. Well, it just gives them that they can then do it at home. And also, if they can keep up with their home care, it's going to mean then whenever they come back in, they still will have the results. Why undo everything that they've been doing in the last year, the last months? There's no point undoing all of that good work. And it'll leave it then whenever they come back that we can continue on where they kind of had left off. Whereas to come back, they're going to have to redo all of that home care again and spend more money because they have just undone everything they have done. So it works for everybody. It works for them and it works for us too.
Mm-hmm. It's just out of curiosity. I mean, as a business, I mean, how do you find the beauty industry?
I suppose there's a lot in the beauty industry. There's a lot in it, and people say there's a lot. People say to me, "Oh, why do you bother?" And when you stop trying, well, then it's that time to just give up your business. Because you kind of need to. You need to have that passion. You need to have that fire. And that's, I suppose, just through us training. Like there's loads of training courses all the time. So it's whether you want to continue up with all the trends and keep offering your clients the trends, because a lot of your clients, a lot of them with even social media can come in and tell you about the trends. So you need to know what they are, or they're going to go and find someone else who does.
So it is. I mean, it's up to you to continue, learning and growing and expanding and delivering to the customers, right?
Yeah.
Have you found over the time, sort of, I mean, our customers generally, are you chasing them or are they chasing you? Typically, have you found?
Years ago, probably I would have maybe been chasing them. Thankfully now they're coming to me. And I suppose that's with my hard work through social media, the continual training and the build up of knowledge. Like it's unbelievable the amount of knowledge that you built up over the years working with different people and stuff and all that, and with all the training courses, and even being in touch with other salon owners and stuff and that, because obviously I have quite a few friends within the industry. So it's lovely to chat to them and you'd be bouncing stuff of each other that way. And probably from me, I started working a lot on personal development and that. So I would have been changing my own mindset. So that helped and a shift in the business too.
Talk to us about your personal development then. When did that all come about?
I'm gonna say about a year till a year and a half ago. So most people probably know Bob Proctor and stuff and that. So I would have done quite a bit with that. Sort of with the book The Secret and different things like that then on it. So it was just getting deeper into that. At the start, you sort of were tapping in a wee bit going, oh, okay, right. And then the deeper you get into it, it was really interesting. So like now in situations, it would be trying to, okay, if something wasn't going the way you wanted it to go, it'd be to take a step back and reassess the situation and maybe rethink it, you know. And it's amazing sometimes how you can, if you structure rethinking about it, it's like, okay, it makes sense. I'm probably not even explaining it right. But for me, the like of even stuff on YouTube and just working with a few different mentors and stuff and that has really helped me. It's just getting clarity on what you want. And I suppose even I wouldn't have years ago, I wouldn't have done goals or I wouldn't have done a lot of visualization or anything like that. I could visualize things that I wanted and it's like, okay, right, I want to do this. And it's a bit like even some customers would have had said, why are you always training? Well, you know, I would work and be like, okay, this is what I want. And I'd work and work and work and then I'll get it. And as soon as I would nearly get it, I'd be like, okay, right, now when I've that done, I'm going to move on. I'm going to go and do this and this and this. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, are you not happy? And are you not happy with what you have? And then I started going, well, I am very happy. I just want more. Is there something wrong with wanting more? So even just through all of this training and stuff in the personal development and that, it's okay to want more. You know, it's okay to want to grow. And I didn't realize that's what I was wanting. I was just wanting to grow. I was continually wanting to grow. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's exciting.
Absolutely. Well, I was interested. I was going to ask you, what do you want? You know, but it sounds like growth is certainly one of those things. Is there anything else?
Yeah, just even working on, I suppose, myself as in sometimes getting more clarity because you get that busy in life. And as I say, I'm a mum to 3 kids and stuff and that, and I have a hobby and all. So it's then learning to switch off when you're at home. So that you're not sitting on a laptop or you have your phone in your hand and stuff like that. So for me to try and get my work done, I'll either get up early in the morning or it'll be late at night. So sometimes I could sit on late into the hours, but that's my decision to do that because when I'm then at home with them, I want to be with them. I don't want to be sitting on the phone. I don't want to be doing whatever. So it's about structuring my time then on it, that I can have it with the kids, but also still work hard on the businesses. And it doesn't always work that easy.
Well, listen, I'm amazed. I mean, you have the beauty business there. Do you call it a salon beauty business? What way do you refer to it?
Basically, well, we're called Pure Perfection because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. When I was choosing the name, I had like a row of names and stuff. Then picked out, and I had said then to a few friends and things and that. I was like, okay, well, what name? And they all picked the same name, Pure Perfection. I was like, okay, well, why? They're like, because you're a perfectionist. And I was like, okay. So that's how then was the name. So we're Pure Perfection, skincare, beauty, and hair. So you can call it a salon or whatever then on it, but we just say the skincare, beauty, and hair. So that's kind of what we focus in on.
So you have the business, you have 3 kids, you have personal development. What else are you doing?
I have then started a cosmetic range. So it is I Am So Cosmetics. So it's the So is I Am SOH, which is my initials as well. And it's exciting. So it was always a big dream to have that. And I kind of never said it aloud because I didn't want to be laughed at, thinking, who's this small town girl that like wants to have a cosmetic brand? So that again, through the personal development, that gave me belief in me. I suppose a wee bit like when you kick back to opening the salon. At that time, my husband, or boyfriend at that time, had said he gave me the belief in me, you know. And I suppose now with having the salon and stuff and having the kids and that, you kind of can get lost a wee bit as who you are then on it, because you become the wife. You're starting then to be the mummy, and you want to be the perfect mummy, and you're trying to get everything right. And then 16 months later, you have another one, and you're trying to juggle all of this. And like, I was back to work in less than 6 weeks, and with each child, it got less and less. The first I was back in 6 weeks, the next was 4 weeks, and the next was 2 weeks. So the like of in that, you're trying to be the best mummy, but you're trying to keep your business going. So for them few years, it was really busy because they were all so tiny. And this was always here that I was like, I really want it. Where would I start? Or who am I to do this? So with the personal development and working with mentors and stuff, it has given me the belief in me. Now, there still is some days that you're like, oh, cringe. But no, it's exciting to even have that belief in yourself. And I suppose that's where the cosmetic range, I wanted it to be more than just a cosmetic range. As you said about the feeling, I want each product basically to create the feeling for people then on it. So the like of, I have a palette and it has 15 eyeshadows in it. And the like of it, it's called I Am So Fierce. So like, and then every then color inside it is all named. Like you have trustworthy, you have fire, you have, I even named then sort of like for me, not the kids' names, but what represented the kids for me. So for our little girl, her daddy calls her Princess. So there's a wee sparkly colour and it's called Princess. And then the other is called O, which is OOH, which is Oisin O'Hanlon's initials. And then another is Rebel. And that is Fember, who is quite a little rebel. There's always one in the house. So but like that's touching to me, but then all the names then in it are basically representing the like of a feeling, and that's what it's creating. So whenever someone uses it, I want them to remember that they are so fierce, you know. And then we have the like of 4 styles of mink lashes, and there I am so unstoppable. Again, it's just like little affirmations, nearly like sort of positive, a wee positive word. It's just reinforcing it to someone and helping them feel more confident in themselves, and bringing out their inner beauty. You know, I know you're enhancing the out, but it's creating that feeling for them then on it.
I love that. So you've married the two, both the inside and the outside together. Like I say, it's not just a case of, put on your makeup and that's you. It's how do you feel?
Yeah, and I suppose that's just for me in the business, that's how the salon has kind of then went. It's all about how people feel when they're in here. Even more about the actual service. It's how they feel and how we're making them feel. So I wanted the range then to also lead on into that as well then with it. So at the moment we have, as I say, the lashes, and we have the palette, and well, we have lots more coming. So the future definitely is big for I Am So.
So I Am So, I mean, I love that as a brand, and the I Am So. I mean, what does that mean to you then?
It's that because I am is quite a powerful word, and a lot of people use it in their affirmations and stuff. And for me, I am SOH, and I am enough as well. And for everyone else, when they're using it, I want them to feel that they are enough. They don't have to prove it to anyone else. It's just for themselves to know that they are enough.
It's beautiful, and you are also, I am pure perfection as well. So I love the way you've pulled all that together. So tell me, I mean, you have as you say, you have the palette there, and you've got the eyelash as well. So can you give us any idea of what's likely to come? Or where would you like to go with this? Put it that way.
We're in designing of a new product to take to market. And that's all I'll say on that. And just with everything, some things have been slowed up with it. So fingers crossed that it will be out and on the shelves. We'll have our website up and going by next week. So that's mid-June, it'll be up and going. And so you can keep an eye of what's then all coming there. And basically, what else in for it?
Tell me this, what keeps you going? What drives you?
I suppose the drive is the growing, the
Mm.
growing. As I had said there, the like of wanting to grow the brand. It'll be online, but in my dream, and I'll not stop until I get it, till it is global. I want it worldwide, and that's even taken a lot of work to come out and actually say that. Because whenever you come out and say it, people you sort of get the point of people then going, "Oh, really? Do you? You don't want much?" But as I say, it's okay to want it. So yeah, I want it to be known worldwide, and yeah, just that it will be in stores everywhere, and yeah, I've loads of different stuff all for that.
Just in terms, then, I'm curious to sort of the voices in your head or the inner critic. How do you manage that, and do you have to work on that?
Oh, definitely. Um, Working on it's nearly harder than manual physical work, because you always constantly have to check yourself. Then on it, that when you have this wee negative Nancy coming chirping in, that is kind of like, okay, no, not dealing with this today. So sometimes if I'm feeling a wee bit like that, um, I might just put on maybe like music or something, as if I'm going to block this noise out coming in. But I'll put on a song, something that makes me feel good. And thankfully, there's no cameras in the house. Maybe have like a little dance by the house with it, or possibly, yeah, the like it with the kids or something, or that. Just go and play with them to try and block it out. Then with it, because it can be quite hard, and we all worry too much of what other people think, and it's really easy to say, "Oh, don't worry what other people think," but it does creep in every now and again. So thankfully, then I'm surrounded by a lot of people like within the personal development and stuff and that. I'm surrounded by a lot like that that'll just give you that kick and be like, "Here, stop thinking that. Get out of your own way," you know. So it's good to be surrounded by people like that, and I think that's quite important, to have a safe network of people around you. Sometimes people who know you best, sometimes family can be like, what are you going to do? Why do you think you can do that? So it is trying to block that bit out then on it, and then you have the others then are going like, go for it, you can do even more. So yeah, it's just a matter of constantly, yeah, checking yourself then on it. And I do like my gratitude and stuff on that, which I'm grateful for so much then on it, even sometimes the bad.
Well, sometimes you got to have the bad to have the good too.
Well, to realize the good is so good, and to be so much more thankful and grateful for the good then on it. Um, so yeah, I like that.
And in terms of daily practices, do you set goals, or how do you sort of see the future?
Um, I set goals, and I have a diary and stuff, that there's stuff I need to be doing every day for me to reach the goal. So sometimes the goal seems that massive that you're like, how, so every day I'll do some. It might only be one little action, it might only be one little thing, one phone call, one thing. It might only be something small, but every little small bit is a step closer. So the like of that. And then I'd like to take the weekend off, and I don't do any goals that day. It's just a relaxing day. Maybe a movie and some nibbles, lie up with the kids.
Do you think has that made much of a difference in your business and your customers, in terms of your development? Has that an effect on, one, your business, and then secondly your family?
Yeah, I think I'm not a busy mess, because it would have been quite a busy mess, because my mind is always going, especially even whenever I go to bed or whatever, or that, like I'm lying going, oh, I could do that, or I'm lying going something silly, thinking, oh, in the salon I might move that over there, I could do that, like random, I don't need to be thinking it. So I would try and put on relaxing them music to try and calm my mind down, to get off to sleep. But definitely I think they're seeing the better version of me, because I'm seeing it myself, because I'm calmer in my mind to keep myself calm. At least I know these little steps is taking me closer to where I want to go. Whereas sometimes when you're looking at that so massive big, you just get in such a fluster that you don't even know how you're going to get there, and you're one step forward and about 3 steps back. So at least this is little chunks getting me closer.
That's an interesting point. I mean, would you say you feel like yourself?
Yeah, I'm happier with myself. I'm definitely happier with myself. Because as I say, you kind of do lose a wee bit, not lose a bit of yourself, you lose a bit of who you are when you become the mum and do all of that and everything, and you're trying to do everything for everyone else. So it's a bit of self-care isn't selfish, and I tell the mums that I have in here all the time, because they're rushing in, probably dropping kids off or doing whatever, or leaving dishes, they're coming in and they're like, oh God, I should be doing this. And I'm like, self-care isn't selfish. You're doing it for you, and that's okay. Because if you're not okay, well, then you can't give what you don't have. You can't pour from an empty cup.
That's very true. And tell me, do you like yourself or do you love yourself?
I love myself. Not in a ego way or nothing, but yeah, there's little traits maybe that I could change. Like I'm always late and stuff like that, but sure, I'll make an entrance. And yeah, there's little bits and pieces, but not major.
That's
I'm
awesome.
probably more calmer with clients than I am at home. That's what they would say to me. Like I'd be a lot calmer in work and stuff and that than at home. I might bite a wee bit quicker. Maybe.
So tell me out of curiosity then, what would you say your core values are?
Core values, family, big one, family. Because everything I do is for me, but also for them to better our future altogether. And loyalty, and respect. I would be a very caring, giving person, and it's quite hard to say no, which I'm learning to get better at. But it's quite hard for me to say no. But that's something that I am actually working on. And yeah.
Fair play. Curiosity, I mean, is there any sort of significant people in your life, whether it be heroes or grandparents or, people that have had an influence on you that really stand out over the years?
Probably even my husband. I'm laughing. He'd laugh at me even saying that. Because I suppose I wouldn't have started all of this only he had encouraged me to do this. And no matter anything I go to do, even when I said about the brand and stuff on that, he was just so supportive of it. I could go in the morning and say, I'm thinking about going to the moon. And he'd be like, okay. He's not a yes man, but he would be very much, if I really wanted it, he definitely, again, he's the belief in me to do it. And I suppose that inspires me on to do more then on it. And he had his own business and stuff in that as well. And he's a hard goer too. Like.
Fair play. So the two of you, between everything that's going on and businesses and kids and all that, you're certainly pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
No, it's credit to you. So, I mean, overall, I mean, taking away the sort of the the hard side of COVID, I mean, how have you found this time in terms of a change?
And it changed for me, myself. I have been using this time to again work on me, work on the businesses. I've been spending any time that I'm on the computer or anything like that, it's working on the businesses. And I'm enjoying the time with the kids because, as I say, I went back so soon after they were born. I'm enjoying the time with them. Some days they do drive me a little crazy, but then they look all so innocent when they're sleeping. But yeah, I'm managing fine, thankfully. But that's probably a lot to do with my mindset. I'm staying calm through it. It's out of my control. What's going on, I can't control it. So why will I stress and worry about it? I can send my energy better to work on me and work on my businesses to help them grow. Through this, I have met, sort of been online in contact with others that will lead on to better and bigger things for me and stuff and that. So that's exciting. So I'm using my time wisely in it. I'd be a wee bit jealous sometimes when people say, oh, I've watched the whole series of whatever on Netflix. And I'm like, haven't seen any, no. So I suppose I'm trying to use my time as much as I can and be smart about using my time. I don't want to be going back into salon and stuff and that. I'm restructuring stuff and all in the salon, different things and that when we go back, that will be stronger going back, whereas a lot of businesses feel they're going to maybe be not as strong going back. But I want to be stronger and keep going when we go back.
Mm. So obviously, I mean, it sounds like you have some great lines there in terms of one, you pent up demand from customers, but also the likes of the sugaring and other services that you can offer.
Yeah, well, thankfully, it was able to stay in contact with our clients and still offer them a service, even if we're not doing it. And this is still stuff that they can continue to do at home when we're back open again, because there will be limited amount of space for appointments and that.
Hmm. Out of interest, I mean, what advice would you have for your younger self then?
Don't be so hard on yourself and believe in yourself more, you know. Because even as chatty as I am, I actually would be quite shy, believe it or believe it not. So yeah, probably that. Believe in yourself more. Because I would push myself more, but it's just having that little bit more belief whenever I was younger and confidence.
Cool. What would be your favorite waste of time?
Yeah, with the kids snuggling on the sofa under a blanket, fire on, and eating snacks. Don't know if you say a waste of time, but to me, yeah, not working, doing that. Love it.
And would that be your happy place?
That is, I love them. Like literally whenever a movie's on, they're like, I can hardly see the TV. They're surrounding me that much and just snuggled under a blanket. I suppose when I was younger, I had a blanket. Even if the room wasn't cold, you still snuggled under a blanket. Then with it. So I suppose that is my happy place then on it, when the whole lot of us is lying up and them laugh and hearing them laugh at whatever's on the TV and the cackles and laughs of them and snuggled in tight to you. It's, yeah, love it.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. So tell me this, fire in the belly, what does it mean to you then specifically?
Passion. What are you passionate about? What is it that drives you? What is it that nearly gives you the butterflies? Which I suppose with the launch and the brand and stuff and that was like butterflies, but good butterflies. So yeah, stuff like that. It's just your passion. What is it that you want, like a desire that you burning to have, kind of?
It sounds great. It sounds like as well, getting out of your own way, that seems to drive you as well.
It does. That takes work, getting out of your own way. And that takes a good group of people around you to even sometimes say to you, come on, get out of your own way. Like, you know, give you that extra push whenever you're so close. You're so close, but you're like cringing because it's uncomfortable, and growing is uncomfortable because lots of things I do that is uncomfortable, but I know it's going to benefit me. So like, even this is the first podcast or whatever that I've done. Coming on going, oh, I don't even know what I'm going to say. Just roll with it. Get out of your own way.
No, that's fantastic. So tell me, how can people get in contact with you? How can they see you on social media or websites or otherwise?
Perfect. We have a Facebook page. So the salon is Pure Perfection and the cosmetic brand is I Am So Cosmetics, but as I Am SOH Cosmetics, and also the same on Instagram. And we're getting set up with YouTube and that. So that is to come.
Brilliant.
And the website also, I Am So Cosmetics.
I Am So Cosmetics. Perfect. Listen, Minnie, it's been an absolute pleasure for having you on. Thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you so much.